Cheers to the weekend.
Cheers.
You're out of office.
I'm not done yet.
Oh no. What are you drinking?
Samuel Adams Oktoberfest.
Okay. You can take it. It's October.
It is.
It's crazy. I'm drinking a nice big wave Golden Ale. Have you ever had this?
No.
Yes.
It looks pretty.
This is, I'm sorry. On packaging alone, you will get me.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I'm a
good.
branding bitch.
You know what I heard the other day that I think really is so true is
What?
that our podcast is less like a podcast and more like a radio show.
Dude,
And
like we're building a lifestyle brand. Straight up.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're just like talking, like it's not like I mean, we have themed conversations, but they're not like telling people what to do. Like it's not a self-help podcast.
Right.
Bridget helps Sarah and Sarah helps Bridget and everybody else listens.
Yeah. Like you can join in. You can listen in really if you want.
Okay, what are we doing?
We're talking about we're doing a hot take.
About our friends. About our friends.
We're doing hot takes about our friends. Do you want to start us off? Because I feel like we have very different approaches to this.
Yeah. All right, it's time for another hot take.
All right, hot takes.
This one is gonna come off a little different. Sarah and I kind of are on opposite. I don't know. We're just gonna get into it. Your coworkers can actually be your friends in real life.
Yeah.
I said can. Your coworkers are allowed to be your friends.
They don't have to be, but they also don't have to be just like work acquaintances.
Yes, I think there's so many people that all the time are like, well, you have your work friends and you have your friends' friends. And what happens if your work friends are your friends' friends? I have met some amazing people through the 5 years of my career. And it's so interesting because they just get another side of me that maybe my high school or college friends or friends of friends don't really get. Like they don't get to see me in my 9 to 5 working for 8 hours. They don't get to see what I'm talented at and what I'm good at. And kind of like, it's really nice to have people that are good at the similar things, same things, can feed off of each other. Like it's just such a different level of friendship when you can work together.
Yeah. So I agree, but I'm a little bit less I don't jump into it easily or quickly because I'm emotionally unavailable. But just like in life, it's like so when I worked at Drift, we all kind of bonded together. Like I made a ton of friends there. Not quickly because what I just said about my emotional availability. But we like ended up bonding and becoming so close and being like real friends. And like I don't work there anymore and we still hang out. That's how you know it's the real deal.
Yeah. Same.
It took me a bit because I didn't know. It was my first job out of college, so I didn't know like what the vibe was, but it was full of really young people. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, I hope these people will be my friends. If not, that's fine because I live in the city that I grew up in. And so I have high school friends. So I'm not in dire need for friends. So I didn't like go out of my way really to like ask people to hang out outside of work. But then we like grew into that. But then when I got to Alice, I was like, okay, like I can't recreate what I did at Drift. Like that was a special situation. That was a full-on lie that I told myself. So that was cool. I thought that since the age range was a little bit older, but not like we're still in the same decade. Mm-hmm. Like we're still in our 20s, early 30s. Yeah. I thought that I wasn't going to be able to relate to people at the same level that I did at Drift. And once again, I was wrong. I just don't learn. But it was... We're just like covering her face right now. She's like, I'm so disappointed in you.
I like it.
But yeah, I'm never the kind of person who's gonna like go into I'm such an extrovert, but I never go into a situation being like, I'm trying to make friends right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I really want to make friends.
At the agency, it was like me and one other, two, three. There's a very small group of us that were young. And that was a bonding fact because it was like, okay, it was nice that we all worked on the same team. Leanna is my best friend to this date. That's just like, even after leaving that company, like you said, I still see her every week. She lives 2 blocks down the street from me. And then at G2, we really like, all of us on the content team were so close because we're all the same age. We were kind of on this island for a little bit by ourselves in this other office. It was a whole thing, but you just, it was a lot of too, like, people that it was their first job out of college. So they were like you, when you joined Drift, they didn't really know like what to expect. And I think all of us that were living in the city and like had, you know, all these things were always going out after work. So it just kind of became a thing that like we would go out after work. And there's a group there and we call each other the Scrappy Squad. You know who you are, but it's so good. We're all at different companies now, but it's nice because I have connections at other companies. We can hang out and not talk about work and actually like be invested in your real life. But at the same time, if I ever needed something or like had to bounce things off of people that like maybe I don't work with, or it's not Sarah because Sarah's in a bajillion meetings, like I have other people that I can go to and just like, is this a good idea? They know how my brain works. I think that that's such a unique part of the friendship that comes from friends with people at work. There's obviously a boundary there. I mean, I would never date somebody that I worked with. It's just, that's my line.
Call me out. Why don't you?
Yeah, well, it worked for you. It's just, that's my line. That's my safe space. I'm not doing that. Like, that's cool. But I think that we're always told like, well, don't get too close with your coworkers because it could be bad, or people, I don't know. I've had managers in the past too be like, you know, you guys are getting too close. Like that's becoming like a force that we're going to have to like reckon with. And I'm like, why can't people just like each other?
Right.
Like, it's not cliquey. Like, stop calling it that. This isn't high school. Like if you're going to say that to us, like you're the one making it high school.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also like what you said in one of our previous episodes is like, we're kind of chasing our dreams and our jobs. And if our friends outside of work don't really understand that, it's hard for them to get excited about the things that we get excited about at that same level. So when you have friends who have seen you struggle through this thing and then you overcome it and you're like, this very specific thing in this very specific industry that you know about, like, I'm going to share it with you. And then you have that person that you can share that excitement with, or that frustration or that struggle.
Yeah. Also, you and I have both talked about it. Like, we want to run shit someday. Why would I not want to have friends that I could put on my team or have in my corner that I'm like, let's go build something. Let's like, this is like, I hate to just keep bringing up this fucking podcast, but like, if we weren't friends, we wouldn't be on this podcast right now. We wouldn't have this for ourselves, for each other.
So
that's real. We don't even work together, but like, it's still a work-related friendship.
Hell yeah. You can be friends with your coworkers. You don't need to be emotionally unavailable. Follow us on social media, review our podcast, give us 5 stars. If you're a real one, we'll send you a sticker with cheese on it.
That's all that you need in your life is a sticker with cheese on it. I mean, come on.
Okay, for real, love you, bye.
Okay, water airplanes, bye.